like to ask Jesse, Andrew, and Justin if your research or just your approach to the role involved much actual research into the people you were playing, or whether you took more of your inspiration just from what was in the script.
Well, I did a lot of research during the rehearsal process, but if I didn't and only had Aaron's script, that would have been perfectly sufficient. I auditioned for the movie prior to looking up Mark Zuckerberg online. I didn't know what he looked like. I had never heard him speak. And all I had was Aaron's incredible characterization, and felt that was more than sufficient to make the audition tape. Then, we had about a month and a half of rehearsal, and in order to feel more prepared and to understand who this guy was, I found every interview and watched every video that was online and got every picture that I could find of him. But really, as Aaron said, it was not really a movie about Facebook as much as it is about these kind of more substantive themes. And in the same way, it was not traditional biography picture where I'm trying to do kind of an imitation of the character of Mark Zuckerberg. And so I was really just focusing on playing Aaron's characterization of Mark Zuckerberg.
Andrew, Justin?
Yeah, I think Jesse put it very well. I don't know how much I have to add to that outside of my own personal experience, which was that I had a photo to go from. And from that,
two photos.
Oh yeah, it was two.
The drunk one?
Exactly. Yeah.
What more do you need, actually? It says so much about a
Two
person.
facets.
And the drunk one helped because I've never been drunk before, so it was good to see someone drunk and know what face that looks like. But that was great in its own way, because I could just invent something from an inspiration, which and I immediately saw that he had well, maybe this is my own projection, but he seemed very warm and but yet kind of reserved. Anyway, it was I kind of had minimal to go from, which was actually quite liberating. Even though I did, try to find him in a very obtuse and, uncommitted way. But it would have been really interesting because, of course, when you're playing someone who exists and is living and breathing somewhere, you kind of feel a massive sense of responsibility to not ruin them on screen, because we're all human and, when you have empathy for other humans, then it's difficult to do that. But
I feel like you're looking at me and you want me to add to what they just said as well. I mean, I also have empathy for human beings. Thank you. I think there was kind of a collective movement with Jesse and Andrew and myself that. Like they said before, we all kind of felt like everything, so much of information, what we needed was there on paper, and then moving into the wonderful mind of David to find out exactly where this film was going to go. But I think just for playing my character, I actually stayed as far away from anything on the internet that I could, and I think it just. For myself, it played to you meet my character, and he's meeting. You meet him when he meets Facebook, pretty much. So I wanted to be excited by that. And but like they said, the themes and the ideas are so much bigger than what the actual invention of Facebook in the film services.
But it was also we had conversations about. If it's a biopic, then you have, a biopic is essentially there to tell you why somebody did what they did. And I wasn't interested in that at all. I was interested in what they did. And because we saw it from all these because we saw it from the multiple points of view, and all of those points of view, of course, were polarized by intense and litigation. There was, I don't know whether Eduardo was Mark's best friend. I know that Eduardo stated that he was his best friend, and I know that Mark stated the exact opposite. But so we had to find kind of a happy medium in there where you could where both of them could walk away from the scenes that we see them in, and one could righteously say, I was your best friend, and the other one could look and be aghast by that. So I wanted to stay away from mimicry. I wanted to stay, I mean, we cast the actors that were cast because of what they brought to it, and we wanted to unleash them with as much kind of freedom to make each of the parts of the movie, the things that they were supporting, the story that they were supporting, be as human as possible and give them the leeway to be human and not to trap them in, well, he normally starts with his left foot,